Hello, my beautiful Fumi Nation. How are you? We are back with Young, Famous, and African. Yes, my darlings. Episode 3, Love is in the Air. And we open up to Connie, who is holding a little tea party in honor of Nadia. Nadia's birthday, I think, is the following week. She's not going to be there. She will be in Mexico with her wonderful boyfriend. So Connie decided to invite the girls, which were Annie, Zari, Kayla, for this wonderful tea party. And Nadia comes in and she already is displeased because she doesn't want to be anywhere around Zari. Annie is also there giving Zari the side eye because in the last episode, Zari had expressed how she didn't like what he was wearing. It was inappropriate, it was short, it was tight. And Annie confronts Zari about that. And Zari apologizes right away. She just diffuses the whole thing like, I'm new here, I don't know any of y'all, don't be mad. But I feel, seriously, Annie's not really mad about what Zari said. Annie is intimidated that Zari knows her man. Anybody that knows her man and she's not aware of, she's got eyes on you. That is where it's coming from because Annie is absolutely and totally obsessed with her man Two-Faced. She is obsessed with him. To the point, last episode, Swanky was even saying that Annie goes to Google him to see what he's done, see what he's up to, where he's going, where he's at. That's Annie, poor child. She got a lot to learn. It's a lot of work, Annie. It's a lot of work. But anywho, I digress. So Nadia also chimes into Zari. Zari, I must say, is a strong personality because she's getting hit left and right with people that are not really, fans of her. And she is holding her own. Again, she says, Nadia, Diamond and I are just friends. Whatever you and Diamond have is what you and Diamond have. I mean, Zari is sitting down here, very understanding of the fact that Nadia wants to be upset with her about the man that's the father of her 2 children. How crazy is that? On top of which, Nadia again, do you not have a boyfriend? What's your business? In fact, you didn't have to bring it up. How about that? Nadia, you're out of line as far as I'm concerned because it had nothing to do with Zari. Nothing. Oh, look at you. You're intimidating. You're this. You're beautiful, whatever. None of your business. That's the mother of his kids. Shoot. Meanwhile, Swanky sets up a beautiful spa date for the guys. Yes, they've got grapes, you've got wine, you've got champagne. Lay back, relax. Nandale shows up. Naked shows up. Naked tried to get naked the few times and he was shocked. Naked couldn't get naked with his girl because his girl feels that, you know what, if you and Diamond are friends, and Diamond has the audacity to bring Nadia plus his baby mama to the same place, then you, my darling DJ Naked, you're doing the same thing. Nah, I'm not feeling you. I'm closing my legs to you this weekend. So Naked is not happy at all. So when Diamond walks in this beautiful pink flamingo shirt and matching trousers, looking hot, by the way, I lived for it. I love a man in a beautiful pale pink. He can carry it off. He looks fabulous. So Diamond is like, what happened? Because Naked is like, don't talk to me, Diamond. I'm mad at you. You're cock blocking. And Diamond is like, so what? And so he tells the story to Diamond. And Diamond said, I'm sorry. What can I tell you? It is what it is. I don't know why Nadia was feeling some kind of way because Nadia had told me, I got a man. So he just thought, okay, fine. And decided to invite his baby mama. To which Andale says, have a party. Just don't invite all the ex-babes. Come on now. We're trying to see something. But it's a wonderful scene. And again, the cinematography for this show is beautiful. It shows South Africa in such a way. But having said that, I don't see background. I don't see atmosphere. I'm an actor. I don't see cleaners. I don't see other guests. I don't see anybody else. I just see them filming strategically for this scene, and that's it. So that's not kind of real life. I mean, we know that it's reality TV, but give us a little bit of reality in it. That would be fun. So from there now, Connie and Naked meet up. Connie and Naked have been friends for 20 years. Naked has had 2 previous divorces. I'm under the impression, of course, that Naked was there for Connie when she was in her first relationship. But Connie puts it upon herself after speaking to his girlfriend, who is not happy that, you know what, Naked, you're being careless right here. I don't know what Connie had in her mind, but she was surprised because Naked said, you know what, mama, mind your business. You're in one Lamborghini from the next. You're here, you're there. I'm not feeling it. You're trying to talk to me about my relationship. Look at your relationship. Yeah, you know, sis, take several seats. To which Connie was like, what? What? Oh my God, I feel so hurt. And then I'm going to cry or whatever. And Naked is like, don't do that. We're in public. Don't do that. There's no point to cry. It's not even that serious. And I love the way Naked expresses himself without screaming, without shouting. It's so attractive. I live for it. Needless to say, Connie just like, you know what? Let us go for group therapy. Let my man be there. Let your girl be there. Let's all go for group therapy because we need it. With that, she marches off. And you know, Naked is like, whatever. Needless to say, they all do show up for therapy, relationship therapy, you know. And Connie comes alone and Naked is like, where's your man? And she's like, you know what? He doesn't like you. After you left me to go home by myself, he's not a fan, so he didn't show up. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to stay. I'm just going to leave you and your girl to sort things out. And she jets out. Hence the therapy session. The therapist is very calm. I like that. And so the therapist tells Kayla and Naked that they should stop talking over each other and that they have to respect their needs and their desires. And so if Naked feels, because Naked had brought up a conversation where he likes to have his oatmeal with his sugar, and Kayla, being the footballer, the athlete, the fitness guru, denies him his sugar. And the therapist said, don't do that, because he will really find comfort and love elsewhere. You do that and you're setting precedents for that breakup. I lived for it. I lived for not talking over each other. I do that a lot with Ula. And I don't mean to. It's just that when he starts talking and says something, I go off with something else. And he's like, Fumi, I haven't finished talking. You know, Ula is so chill. So I'm very mindful of that. So I learned something in that couples therapy session too. Then Swanky, so good to Annie. I think that he's a really, really good friend. I have a friend like that, George, in LA. And he's so thoughtful. He's so loving. And Swanky reminds me very much of him. Swanky invites Annie for breakfast. And Annie comes over and she's telling Swanky about the tea party that she had attended, you know, with the girls. And before you know it, Swanky comes with all of these roses, flowers. So Annie's like, where was this all coming from? Where is this all coming from? Oh, Swanky, thank you so very much. Drum roll. Guess who has arrived to the party? Innocent, also known as Two-Face. Innocent comes and she's so surprised. She's moved with tears. She loves her man. I do believe that Two-Face, Innocent, loves her too. I believe that with all the stuff that he did was reckless and careless to her heart. But I believe that he loved her, or he has come to realize how much he loves her. And she's so surprised. And so, you know, right there, they just take off. And we now have this beautiful scene where they sit down and he really reflects. Upon reflection, he tells Annie, and I have to add that this is the best I have seen Annie dress. She's wearing this green number, gorgeous. I already know Swanky styled her for this scene because the dress is beautiful. Is that emerald green that you guys know I love. Anywho, Two-Face is there talking about, I'm very sorry for what I've done. I thought about you always, and it has always been you. I know what you went through. At this point, Annie's in tears. She's so appreciative of his accountability, acknowledging the fact that, motherfucker, you did this to me, but I still love you. And he goes on to propose to her and say, you know what, let's renew our vows for yet another 10 years. To which she says, what do you mean 10 years? Lifetime. Annie, God bless her. She wears her heart on her sleeve when it comes to Two-Face. When it comes to Two-Face, all reasoning goes out the window. There's a quote that I'm going to put up here for you guys. I want to wish the best for Two-Face and Annie, for Annie's sake, because I don't know how much this girl can take. But the quote goes on to say, your heart will continue to be broken and smashed by the guy until you find the strength to leave. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but it is what it is. And so that is how the episode ends. They go out into the night to love, making sweet kisses and confetti sprinkled upon them of togetherness, love. Her king is back. She no longer feels lonely at night. And I was like, okay, it's getting interesting. Let us see where this is gonna go. Meanwhile, Diamond arrives to his baby mama's house, Zari, bearing gifts of Louis Vuitton, hugs and kisses to the children, and expresses how tired he is from going on tour, and he's home for but a while to see the children. It's interesting again because at the beginning of this episode, like I said, he wanted to buy a car because he's in South Africa for a month. Okay, you know what? I was going to say, why isn't he staying with baby mama, with Zari? Maybe Zari doesn't want him to stay there. She has other plans. She's seeing other people. But that's how it ends. He's there with the children. Beautiful, two little kids, a boy and a girl. And he spoils them with gifts. But I think for me, there comes a time where the gifts become almost offensive. I need you here to raise the children. When you're not here, I have to be mom and dad. And I have to make excuses for your absence. And it's getting really tiresome. So let's see where this goes. Are we loving it? Are we living for it? I'm liking it. I am liking it. I'm warming up to it. And I'm looking forward to see how this all ends. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, to share, and leave all of your comments down below. All right, live for you. Do you love the blue? Mwah. Yes, my darlings, this is actually eyeshadow. Oh God, I'm being creative up in here. Let me just show you guys. There you go. This is the blue right here that I put all over my lip, and I mixed it with gloss. What do we think? Do we live? Do we love? I will see you, my darlings, very soon.